What's up, Conquerors? We're going to be watching a series today. It's going to be a best of 5 series in GUA's USA Cup. So, prize pool $500, all players from the United States, which I'm also playing in, but just wanted to take a look at two guys who are both really good players in TheMrMunch and Hunter. I'm probably about 10 minutes behind their start time right now, but was going to cast a series and should be an interesting one. It's a best of 5 series, so since we're a little behind them, let's go ahead and jump in here to the match. So starting off, first game is going to be Pigeon's View. It's going to be Ayyubid against Delhi with TheMrMunch against Hunter. And since we're a little behind the live version, I'm just going to speed up a little bit here through the first bit. You can see Hunter kind of doing the normal here when you're Delhi. Going Mosque Mill, TheMrMunch. Pretty normal for Ayyubid to go out on the berries early. They get that berry gather raid bonus, right? And then over to the gold for the age up. So, you know, the thing with the tournaments is a lot of the time you're going to play civilizations you're not used to. And so everybody kind of has to go into their bag of civilizations that they play with. And so you can see here, Hunter queuing up the wheelbarrow a little late. And the mosque doesn't seem to be researching anything. So, you know, probably doesn't play Delhi super often. You know, if you don't play Delhi super often, it's just really easy to forget some of the early upgrades. We see TheMrMunch going with Economic Wing Growth. And getting his wheelbarrow in during the age up, which is actually quite interesting. And opening with a stable. He knows there's some pressure that's going to come out from Delhi and needs to be prepared for that, right? So, going stable and barracks here. And on the opposite side with Hunter going into the stable. Very typical of Delhi players to open with the stable here, start getting some Ghazi Raiders in. TheMrMunch with the short wall here, which I like a lot. You get the short wall in, just kind of blocks your opponents from harassing this wood line. Like, you could even do a shorter one here. Makes them walk around both wood lines, which is really pretty nice. You can see since Hunter got the wheelbarrow a little late as Delhi. Hasn't been able to start horticulture yet, which you'd normally be getting it at this point. But getting his other upgrades, but again, forgetting specialized pick there, but just kind of easy thing to do when you're playing Delhi. He's opening stable racks, and TheMrMunch already trying to put a little pressure on with the Desert Raiders, which I do love Desert Raiders. You gotta be really careful against these Ghazi Raiders, though, since they deal double damage to the Desert Raider. I'm actually really interested with what TheMrMunch is doing here. He's really going pretty hard into feudal. And a little raid from the Ghazi Raiders here from Hunter. But double archery range is coming down. Probably would have killed that scout with the garrison. But instead of trying to rush castle, you know, like a lot of Ayyubid players would do here, even when going up against Delhi, TheMrMunch kind of realizes, hey, I don't want to just give up the sacred sites here and give up a lot of tempo to Delhi. I'm going to make some units and see how that works for me. So that's kind of what he's doing right now. Hunter going pro scouts. So, and you know, it takes forever to get pro scouts, but in about 2 minutes 30 seconds, he'll have pro scouts. And nice little hit on the scholars here from the Mr. Munch. Yeah, it's always good to get a scholar kill. Ghazi Raiders trying to raid on the other side, going for the berries, and yeah, it is interesting. You know, Hunter's going to end up getting professional scouts. Nice to have the spearman from the Mr. Munch defending the berries. Another attack on this scholar, which is really good by the Mr. Munch. If he can pick that scholar off, that's going to be like a really fantastic. Yeah, that's a big kill. You know, I think what Delhi players do a lot that the Mr. Munch got Hunter on a couple times there is they like attacking with the army, but just kind of sending the scholars out to the sacred sites to be captured. And if you intercept the scholars before they get there, hit them on the site, a lot of the time there's not units from the Delhi to protect them. And nice little raid from the Mr. Munch again. Almost certainly going to get a villager. It got some bad pathfinding, though. Yeah, gonna lose Desert Raider there. That was a crazy town center hit. Way out there. It's interesting, Hunter's gotten both the abandoned outposts, which is pretty cool. It's basically just, you know, a point of interest outpost, which gives you a lot of vision. So it's really pretty nice. Nice raid on the gold with the Ghazi Raiders. It's going to get at least one, maybe two. That villager went like way outside. So that's a pretty good raid. Two easy villager kills there. You know, the Mr. Munch had his army up here protecting the deer berries, which it's actually like a really good location where you can get a lot of food here, so it's kind of slowed down on the unit production, you know, potentially starting to look towards the castle here. He built a lot of units early to survive, which I think, you know, against Delhi was the right idea. The Mr. Munch has also been able to deny sacred sites. So this is probably the first sacred site that's going to get captured. And we're 10, almost 11 minutes in. So, nice delay of the sacred sites there. Pro scouts starting to slowly come in for Hunter. He's making a couple more scouts now. Trying to bring all that deer in. Walling off the sacred sites, which, you know, I quite like the wall off of the sacred sites. A lot of people don't do it these days. I don't think the pros ever do it because the general consensus is that it's better to spend resources on units rather than walling. But I like the walling if you're going to keep these sacred sites under control, if that's the plan. And the Mr. Munch doing a good job of just trying to be annoying here. Deny the pro scouts a little bit. Big raid by Hunter, but the Mr. Munch has got plenty of units to push this back and is going castle with the military reinforcement wing. Still no specialized pick from Hunter, but he'll look back at the replay and say, you know, why didn't I get that? We all do that from time to time. Sacred Site timer's now ticking. So the TheMrMunch technically on a clock, but you know, he'll hit Castle Age, then start making some units that are hard for Hunter to deal with. Hunter also scaling towards Castle Age here, just trying to pick off the horsemen in the back, but you know, that is the difficult thing about playing Abbasid or Ayyubid or even Golden Horde at this point, is the age up's super slow, so it feels like the TheMrMunch clicked up a long time ago, and Hunter's probably going to be able to match that timing just because the age up takes so long for Ayyubid. Pretty nice army for him here, and the Desert Raider, the military reinforcement wing, I actually like quite a lot because you're getting 3 Desert Raiders every 2 minutes. So that's really pretty good value. Like a Desert Raider's what, 180 resources? So, you know, if you think about it, every 2 minutes you're essentially getting what, 540 resources. So it's giving you a few hundred resources per minute for the Castle Age up, which is quite nice. A little surprised he didn't go Dervish just to pick up the relics. But making a push here to stop the Sacred Site timer. Hunter aging up with House of Learning in his base, so he's brought in the deer. He's on berries, but a lot of deer under the town center that he can get if he's got a turtle up here from a push. And should ideally be sending some of these scholars out to pick up relics. I think he's got some in position here, which is good gameplay. Similar thing you do with HRE. He's overextending with the army a little bit here. I think the TheMrMunch is coming from behind, trying to catch him off guard, and it's also kind of a weird formation that the TheMrMunch is in. I don't know if that's because of Desert Raiders or if he's in wide formation or what, but it's going to be a big fight here regardless. So Hunter just trying to bring down the spears best he can. There's a lot of units. It's hard to target in there. You know, with how Delhi is, doesn't have any veteran upgrades yet. I think the Ghazis are just clicking in, and it's a pretty good Wololo. That was actually a really good Wololo for the Ghazi Raiders. So the TheMrMunch just got his unit split. Doing a bit of damage here to reinforcements. But overall, that was a great fight for him. You can see that in destroyed values really in his favor now. But Hunter has gotten 2 relics behind it, so lost a lot of army, but has gotten 2 relics. Still has 2 sacred sites. Funny enough, yeah. I mean, the TheMrMunch hasn't decapped either. And yeah, it's just tough. The veterancy comes in so late for Delhi. That's always tough to deal with. It's kind of dangerous farm location. But when you need farms, you gotta get them. So villager count-wise, still pretty close. Hunter's really just down 3 because of the growth wing at this point from the TheMrMunch and Feudal Age. I think one of the big differences right now is because of the pressure, Hunter's having to go into some farms, where if you look at the TheMrMunch, he's out on deer. So, out on deer and food resources on the map. That's definitely going to give him an advantage here in the early to mid Castle Age before he has to farm transition. So now's time to kind of the time for him to push and kind of take the win, and hopefully he doesn't have to farm transition. Hopefully he can just get berries, and deer. But the longer he waits around, he'll eventually have to go for that farm transition. Hunter is building up a pretty decent mass of Lancers here. Oh, nice raid by the TheMrMunch on the berries. Oh, that's going to be kind of a devastating raid. I'm surprised he didn't get even more villager kills there. But he's still up 7 vills now, which is pretty nice. Income's really pretty similar for the two players right now. I think the tough thing for Hunter, you know, like I said, probably doesn't play Delhi very often, so he's missing out on his economic upgrades right now, which is really pretty big. Like, they're free, so you may as well get them. A lot of pings going across the map, so a lot of raiding on all sides. The TheMrMunch getting ready for a death push here, though. Two elephants out for Hunter. So, gotta get the spears on the elephants if you can. That elephant went down so fast. You know, what Hunter's trying to do here is hopefully pull down, you know, shoot down all the spears, then the elephant can clean some things up. Gonna try to come in for some Wolololos. Dude, that wouldn't have been a lot of units, but he almost got the Desert Raider. I think my tip in the future is when you're Wololoing, get all the scholars to heal the Wololoing scholar. He is going to push him back, though. I mean, other than the spears, which are now dead, the TheMrMunch didn't have a lot for the elephants. I think if the TheMrMunch, he's building the crossbow mass now. If he gets the crossbow mass up, that's going to be a different story. So the crossbows will be able to bring down the war elephants pretty effectively because they're heavy cavalry. So the TheMrMunch looking in pretty good position here. A little Camel Lancer raid on the backside. And then just building up a big mass. He's got both the sacred sites right now. He did end up getting 3 relics, actually. And getting the phalanx for the spears, which actually could be quite good against the elephants, because a lot of the time the elephants are trying to avoid the spears, and you know, yeah, it's tough for Hunter right now. He's a really good player, but just looks like the economy's a bit gassed. He's gonna try to get a keep here, and just goes ahead and calls it. I think if he's able to get the keep up there, he stays in the game. He just throws down the keep right here, or maybe even by the wood line, and tries to stay in it with village fortresses. But the TheMrMunch going to take game 1 there, playing Ayyubid against the Delhi Sultanate in the best of 5 series. So congratulations to the TheMrMunch there. They have not posted that they are in game 2 yet, but they might be. I just want to check quickly. Yeah, it looks like they're probably in game. Luckily, they still have observers on, so really was a pretty close game for a lot of the game till kind of that, 13 to 15 minute mark where the TheMrMunch started to kind of take over. Destroyed value was a big deal, ended up gathering more resources, so since they're already in game 2, let's hop into game 2 quickly here. We've got the EGC version of Frisian Marshes. And we got the TheMrMunch playing Holy Roman Empire and Hunter playing Knights Templar on Frisian Marshes. This is going to be kind of an interesting... I've never seen this matchup on Frisian Marshes, and, you know, Knights Templar has been nerfed as far as the dock. You know, it's a harbor now. Technically a harbor. I don't know how a building is a harbor, but that's what they named it. And Hunter just opening immediately with the barracks. I think, as far as how I play this map, I've seen a lot of people not go Dark Age. But I pretty much always play Dark Age this map. But the TheMrMunch is going immediately to Feudal. It's going to be kind of a tight timing. I mean, he can get the gold he needs, you know, if he sees he's getting rushed. But he's going to get pushed off his gold by the spears that come out from KT here. What is really nice from KT is, you know, no lumber camps, so you're going to save a lot of wood on that early. And I'd be interested to see, like, does Hunter go Dark Age Spear and follow it up with a harbor out here? Or does he just go Dark Age Spear into Age Up? Or what, or Pilgrims? Or I'm very interested to see how Hunter plays this with the KT Dark Age. I think it's always tough against HRE just because their economy is so strong. And I'm a little surprised the TheMrMunch not going into any type of Dark Age or early dock or anything like that. So I'm also interested just to watch how the feudal play from the TheMrMunch goes. I could probably learn a thing or two here watching this matchup and gameplay. So, Dark Age Spear is arriving. I'm not sure that Hunter, he hasn't scouted the gold mine. Which, as a Mongol player that does Dark Age, the key thing you always have to do is, you know, scout the resources. But luckily it was still close, so he found it no problem. And he went 4 spearmen, which is a lot, so he's really looking to push him back. The prelate won't be able to out-heal that. 4 spearmen's definitely a big commitment. So I wonder if he's bringing a villager, because 4 spearmen's a lot, right? Nice little hits on the prelate there to push him back, and I mean, it's possible he gets a villager if TheMrMunch doesn't get out of there, but he does go ahead and pull back, which is the right move. And Ogden Chapel going up on the wood line. That's the best place that you're going to put it this map. There, you know, ton of wood line here. Once you eat through the woods, plenty of room for farms to go around the Ogden Chapel. So, really good spot for the Ogden Chapel in this game. The thing I've always found that's hard about Dark Age rushing HRE is, like, they'll just E-repairs this, right? You don't even... If they just get the golden age up, you literally get nothing out of the Dark Age rush, which is pretty tough. So, I think to Hunter's credit, I would have also expected a Dark Age battle against HRE, so I think it's pretty smart, you know, that he went Spears. And he is going Harbor, which I kind of figured he would. It's a bit difficult these days for KT with the harbors, because the harbors are 250 wood, which is kind of crazy, right? And I'm kind of wondering if, I mean, I'm kind of interested to see if this mining camp, he might just have emergency repairs back in time, right? He's going to make an archer, so... The thing about KT here is he is behind on the age up, but the age up comes in so quickly for KT, might not be that big of a deal. So, spearmen get pushed back by the archer. HRE archer's faster than your spears, but he does pull back. So the harbor is going to help offset some of the issues with villager production that Hunter gets while he ages up. Because the age up from Knights Templar, of course, comes from the TC. So you can't make villagers during that time. So being able to produce a couple fishing boats is going to probably keep him right on par, I would hope, with the TheMrMunch, or at least pretty close. But he's really not going to be able to deny this dock right now because the TheMrMunch has gotten his archers out. I kind of feel like these ponds used to be even closer to the base, but they are a bit far out now. And Hunter aging up with Kingdom of France. So land military units produce 15% faster and minus 5% gold. He also gets the feudal knights available to Knights Templar. This is actually smart from the TheMrMunch. The scout only doing 1 damage, but the villager already pretty weak. He actually might get a kill on this villager. Let's check out this close-up. I think he's got him. Archer's picking up spears on the backside. Oh, dude, he pulled off! He pulled off with that villager. He had the kill on that villager with a scout, man. So what Hunter's doing right now is a tactic I like using as well. A little scout duel here, but it's basically, if you've got spears, they're going to get killed anyways. I literally just run them, you know, to the corner of the map to pull the enemy's army away. So I think that's what Hunter was going for there. Like, I may as well, you know, run my guys as far away as possible so your army's not near me. Horseman's out, though, for the TheMrMunch, and that's definitely going to get this villager. So, Chevalier is out for Hunter. I assume he's just gonna try to spam these. And they can definitely take horsemen in a one-on-one fight pretty easily. You know, they've got melee armor, more HP, more damage, but they are slower. And they only have as much ranged armor as a horseman, not as much as a knight. So archers are a bit better against the Chevalier than they would be against a knight. The Chevalier is really kind of, excuse me, kind of like a pseudo-knight, I would say. I wouldn't even really characterize it as a full knight here. I figure Hunter's trying to find the villager out here, which he's going to find. And you can see, without the +1 ranged armor, the archer mass really will do pretty well. Yeah, he's going to find the easy kill on the vill out here. I think the TheMrMunch is doing the exact same thing. He's trying to find a villager out here for Hunter. But I think Hunter's pretty much said, you kill one villager and almost killed a second one. He's getting some units out here before he commits another villager to build harbor, right? Smart play. So, the game's really pretty even right now. I mean, I would say this is a really evenly matched game. The one thing the TheMrMunch has got going for him is he's up 6 economic units. And I think that's mostly from, you know, 3 boats. And then on the age up, the Hunter loses 3 villagers on age up. So the TheMrMunch goes ahead there. But out on the deer, no tower, pretty freaking dangerous if Hunter's able to find this. You know, they're both kind of trying to just raid each other on the back, and without any protection on this, that could be bad. Oh, Hunter! No scout with the army, and he just didn't quite see it. He probably shift-clicked his units. And that's, yeah, I feel bad for him there. You shift-click your units sometimes and you miss it. Able to find it anyways, just because the villagers never moved, and gonna have to pull back, but I don't know if he had found that before going towards the gold mine. That could have been devastating, like a devastating hit. He could have killed 5 or 6 villagers. And the TheMrMunch now wisely throwing down an outpost, saying, "I kind of got away with one there." Doing a good job trying to bring this villager down again, but Hunter's got the army there, and few pathfinding issues here around the dock. Yeah, it looks like Hunter's also gone for some pilgrims. So I haven't been watching the minimap for them really that closely, but the other thing that's annoying about these HRE spearmen is how effectively they chase you with their movement speed. Ah, there it is. Look at him with his walking stick. Can you imagine this guy walking out of the middle of nowhere, completely unarmored, no weapons, with 100 gold? No wonder people try to kill him. So, more raids by Hunter. I think Hunter's been pretty active back here, which is really good. Probably, if he could get a scout, he'd be a lot more effective. I'm bad about that too. I think a lot of players are with using scouts, but he's really going heavy into the Chevalier here. Since the TheMrMunch has got the outpost, he's on top of it this time. So trying to do a little split raiding here. He actually got a villager kill before that guy got in the outpost. Just got kind of pinched in the pathfinding there. Another villager kill out here. Really pretty nice. Like, spears are there to defend, right? But all you have to do with a cav is just give him the runaround, hit the villager, and then he's dead. And then you get out of there. The TheMrMunch trying to do the exact same thing. I think he... I don't know if he's going to spot that. Oh, he did. That was a great spot. He must have been manually walking the horseman around there. Archers are going to clean it up, but like that was a good find. So both these guys, you know, going for harbor / docks. Third harbor coming up for Hunter. The TheMrMunch already on 3. Potentially looking for 4 in the future. So some skirmishes on the outside and a big push from the TheMrMunch in the middle of the map. Hunter actually floating a lot of gold here. It's really pretty easy to do when you're playing as Knights Templar. Like if the Pilgrim, you know, hits a few times, you end up floating a lot of gold, and he's gonna get this harbor up, but they've both been doing a really good job. They've both been kind of relentless as far as trying to stop each other from getting docks up. Dead Pilgrim. So I'm interested to see how these two army compositions do against one another. So Hunter's just full Knight Archer. So he's going to have to pick off a lot of these spears to take the fight. He's pushing the fight. I thought the spears were going to get a brace there. I think Hunter's got a better army here. And so does the TheMrMunch. He's pulling back. It's so many knights at this point in the game. They might only be pseudo knights, but at the end of the day, they are still knights. Oh, killer raid by the TheMrMunch. Nice play. Like, you're getting pushed on your base. What do you need to pull the enemy back? Counter raid on the backside. Yeah, good little pick up there. You know, the map's wide open here. It's really hard to defend as far as your villagers on the map. So, I've made this mistake. Yeah, you just gotta have outposts, man. And then sometimes even when you have outposts, if 18 knights show up, you might lose some villagers. Yeah, I don't think the TheMrMunch can really chase these guys around. It's difficult when someone gets a cavalry mass on this map. Like, you can't really catch them, and then you're stuck between a rock and a hard place of... Yeah, he's destroying those fishing boats. Like, do I just push on the base? You know, what do you do here? Do you just push? Do you counter raid? He's been doing some great counter raiding. Do I chase the knights around? So, yeah, I think send the spears after him and probably push with the rest of the armies the move. Only problem is if he strings your spears out too far and goes back to hit you, you're then spearless. So, nice little pick off here. Looks like the TheMrMunch is finally deciding to go for the age up here. It's not a bad play, and on the other side, Hunter realizing the TheMrMunch really isn't going into many archers. He's just going spear horsemen to combat the Chevalier archer. Excuse me, he's going to start adding in some spearmen. The spearmen give you that ability to initiate because it's really hard to initiate when the guy has archer, spearmen, and horsemen, and you're just knight archer because the spearmen will hit you, and then the horsemen will pick off the archers as you kite. I don't know where the Chevalier are. Here they come, but decent hits on the archers if he can get out of there now. Hunter does have, like, a really scary archer mass. The Regnant's Cathedral is coming up. So, it doesn't look like he has any prelates out on the map to secure relics right now, which is kind of what you want to do pre that age up hitting. Ideally, you have some prelates out there. And I am interested to see if what the TheMrMunch goes into. Does he just stay same army comp and get veterancies, or does he start spamming men-at-arms with the heavy maces? Because that would actually probably be good against a Chevalier. Or does he just go knights? Because that would pretty much kill Hunter's entire army right now. But so, another raid from the TheMrMunch on the backside, but Hunter's got a tower now. And I think Hunter's going to realize this. He looks like he's grouping up, and anytime your opponent ages up, you can either, you know, push and try to win at that time, or you try to match the age up, right? Those are your two options. So the thing he's got to do is get out here and deny relics. You don't want the TheMrMunch to get 3 relics. If you can hold him to 2, you're taking that as a win when he's got Regnant's Cathedral. Going Angevin Empire. So this actually will give harbors more HP. Harbors and fortresses plus 30% HP, which is pretty nice. And of course, the infamous heavy spearmen. So it looks like he's backing up because he's going to want to get his veterancies on age up. The biggest issue with that, I mean, he's making the right play here, but the biggest issue is the TheMrMunch is going to get a bunch of relics because he's backing up to get his veterancies. So it's going to be kind of a tight window. I think the TheMrMunch is a little behind on his veterancies. You know, ideally when you age up, you want to get all of them. So he only has veteran horsemen. So this really isn't... If Hunter can get his veterancies and just take the fight, this can maybe be a game-winning fight, but this is going to be a giant fight. I mean, for both guys to barely be in Castle Age and have about 90 troops each, this is a giant fight. More villager kills from the TheMrMunch. Heavy spearmen are on the way out. Veterancy is in, and I think Hunter's probably should take this fight if he can take it. Because there's no veteran archers, no veteran spearmen yet, no upgraded men-at-arms, and Hunter's gonna have this veterancy in 10 seconds. If he can catch the army, it's hard to catch the HRE army because of their movement speed. And, yeah, the TheMrMunch doing some good kiting to try to stay away while his veterancies come in. I mean, just freaking massive armies by both of these guys right now. 4 relics coming in for the TheMrMunch. If he can secure this relic, that would be huge. He's dead. He's not securing that. Double Pilgrim for Hunter now. Knights starting to come out for TheMrMunch. I think we're going to see a giant engagement here. The TheMrMunch is going to turn to defend the base. And it looks like Hunter's going to commit here. Huge engagement. Hunter trying to micro the Knights to get the spears in on the horsemen. Trying to block the horsemen on the side so that the archers don't get hit. +2 damage is in for Hunter. And, I mean, I think Hunter's got it. But it's still maybe a little too close to call. Because the TheMrMunch does have the defensive reinforcement. You know, he's close to his base. He's going to get reinforcements out faster. But that was a giant clash of armies, man. He really needs heavy maces on the men-at-arms. If the TheMrMunch could get heavy maces, he could maybe turn this around. Because they do a lot better against these Chevalier. And the heavy spearmen coming in. Raid on horsemen on gold, which is a nice play. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough to hold. I think if he can pull out some Wololos here, the Wololos need to come out. Hunter, though, fighting under the town center and the TheMrMunch, having the defensive fortifications from the town center, firing off the arrows, I think is going to hold. Wololo 1 coming in. And he's pushing the army back with less men because he's got the defense. But damn, he needs those heavy maces. Hunter's also kind of shot on food. He's probably paying a lot of attention to the army right now, which is what I do too, and you don't have farms set up at home. Yeah, he's throwing down farms, and these farms are going to be on the front side of the base, unfortunately. Ideally, you want them in the back. And if the TheMrMunch can finish picking up these relics, he's already got 2. Chevalier going for a raid. He's still going this mass men-at-arms. And it's painful for me to watch that he's not getting the heavy maces. Because he's really played a good game. Yeah, what a fight in the middle out there, though. And what a fight. That was a good... I think both players were playing well. I think it was a good push by Hunter. And a better hold by the TheMrMunch. He could probably wrap around this backside, but it's just hard to tell when you don't have the scout up. Heavy maces finally coming in, which is huge, but at the same time, crossbows finally coming in for Hunter. So, you know, it's kind of tough. Like, I think the heavy maces earlier, he could have done a lot better in that fight. And now he's gone hard into men-at-arms with heavy maces, but like Hunter's read this perfectly. He's making crossbows. And Hunter's on the stone. I was wondering if he was going to start dropping fortresses. He is dropping a second town center. So what this play like clearly indicates is I like it. I would drop a second town center at this point in the game too. You know, you've kind of stalemated in the game. And you're like, all right, I pushed his base. I tried to kill him. I couldn't get the killing blow. Now, like, let's build the eco, right? Couldn't kill him, and now I just need to build the eco up. Yeah, Hunter does have 17 crossbows. But I mean, this is about to be 40 men-at-arms. 40. Like, crossbows can only kill so many men-at-arms, right? A lot of Hunter's army is still archers. I don't actually know. Yeah, heavy spearmen will not trade well against the men-at-arms because the men-at-arms have heavy maces. So Hunter might be in a little trouble here. Raid on the backside by Hunter going into the farms. Raid on the backside by the TheMrMunch on the stone mine. The TheMrMunch dived in the front of the base. A lot happening right now. Hunter, he's in the farms. The TheMrMunch pushing the front of the base. The TheMrMunch is like, yeah, well, if you're raiding my base, your knights aren't here, so I'm going in. I think he's got to commit at this point. Hunter looks like he got a lot of kills back there, but is going to lose the knights. Kind of a wild game at this point. I think both players could benefit a lot from some palisade walls here. Like, if the TheMrMunch could just palisade off this top side, or just palisade the whole damn base, dude, to be honest. Because these Chevalier have slaughtered a lot of HRE villagers. You know what's really weird about the men-at-arms? Is if you get the two-handed axe upgrade, they have axes. If you just get the heavy maces upgrade, they have maces. If you get the two-handed axe and the mace upgrade, they have a bludgeon. It's like an even bigger mace. Two-handed mace, maybe some would say. So, Hunter looks like he's throwing up some fortresses now. Oh, dude, he's throwing it up out there. I don't know if that's going up. I don't think that's going up, man. That's going to be really close. That is going to be really close. Big fight happening down here. I think he's got it, actually. Oh, dude. No way. I thought he had it. Just not enough vills. Not enough vills on it. Hunter does have big crossbow mass right now and is working TheMrMunch. Heavy spearmen to hit the horsemen. Crossbows to hit the men-at-arms. I guess he's trying to secure the stone out here. It's interesting. I think that's the play. Yeah, he's trying to secure the stone. Obviously the sacred site as well, but I thought the first fortress, I think because of the stone, I thought the first fortress he'd throw here to like protect the farms, and then he'd move up in sacred site and then move to this one, but it's because of the stone for sure. But here's playing against HRE, man. Everything that I fear, at least, when I play against HRE, is I hear that Imperial Age up come through, and I think I need to kill him in 5 minutes, or the game's over. That's what I always think. Like, I need to kill them right now, or the game is practically over. Because they're both sitting at about 60 population. The TheMrMunch is now making a villager every 7 seconds. And he still has his normal town center. So, I wouldn't even make villagers out of my normal town center anymore. Like, screw it. I'll just make villagers out of my Swabia. That's it. It's 3 town centers and cheaper. So, they're tied in economy at 29, let's just say 30 minutes. Let's see how the economy ends up. Hunter is dropping fortresses everywhere. I mean, I guess he's just going to try to out TheMrMunch's eco with fortresses. But I don't know how it's going to work or not. I mean, I hope it does. I'm very interested to see how it works, but what is big that Hunter's doing with this fortress, I would really like him to see to throw this down with like 15 villagers. 7 takes so long, but he's stealing the TheMrMunch's gold. This fortress is a really big one. Because he's stealing the TheMrMunch's gold and he'll just have this. But he's going to have to find a way in the meantime to deal with elite men-at-arms and elite horsemen. I actually think Hunter's got a pretty perfect counter to this, but they are elite units, right? So he's got heavy spearmen and crossbow. That's literally what you need to beat the TheMrMunch's army. But it's going to be difficult when they're elite. And the TheMrMunch does have his upgrades. He's coming in for a fight here. I don't think he's got it. I think Hunter's probably got this under the fortress. Would love to see boiling oil. But these are elite men-at-arms. TheMrMunch, right on the backside, right on the backside. Pushes the front. I gotta say, the TheMrMunch playing a bit like Clumsy Goldfish right now with double raid on the backside while pushing. I like it. But just can't... Yeah, it might be too much under the fortress. He is killing Hunter's army, though. I mean, these men-at-arms are just absolute tanks right now. And if he had elite army tactics... be even better, but the +3 ranged armor is huge. Boiling oil would be really good. The other thing I love with KT is his desert citadels. If Hunter's able to get that. But these raids are hurting Hunter pretty bad. I think Hunter's played pretty well, but the raids are hurting. The Swabia is absolutely cranking. We said at 30 minutes they were each at... it was like 68 eco. So let's just say 70. And in 2 minutes, Hunter's gone up, let's say 5-6 villagers. The TheMrMunch has gone up like 20 or 30. Because of the Swabia. It's insane. It's absolutely insane, man. His economy is just too strong. I think the mass fortress pilgrim like playstyle is like pretty sweet by Hunter. I just think he's going too hard. I was actually messaging someone from the tournament right now. So another raid by the TheMrMunch. The TheMrMunch out here on boar, I think. It's pretty dangerous, but it's got the towers coming up, and I feel like the TheMrMunch is just, you know, raiding over and over and over again with the horsemen, and it's been really effective. And now that he's got siege, he's building Culverin. I think he's going to be able to death push these fortresses. Which is kind of too bad, because, you know, Hunter's really done well with the pilgrims and the fortresses. Just like, yeah, the raids have hurt him, and it's just hard to fight into the Swabia. Like, once you get to that point in the game and HRE has Swabia, it's just really difficult to catch up with them, right? Like, the economy's just going to blow you away, even though Hunter's on to DC. The food income right now, it's just, you know, Hunter's not... He can't compete with HRE and food income right now. It's just not going to happen. And at the end of the day, that's what's going to win the game, right? And he's moving out of this stone. TheMrMunch already on the boar. Yeah, now he's intercepted. This sacred site is kind of tough just because of the positioning. So he's intercepted where the pilgrims are going to go to. And this could be the final battle. Fortress is going down. Double Culverin Treb. Elite units pushing him for the TheMrMunch. And it might just be too much. I really like the combination of crossbow and heavy spearman. But it might just be too much spam from the TheMrMunch for Hunter to contend with right now. And Hunter's going to call it. So the TheMrMunch up 2-0 in the series. And there's one more game. It's a best of 5 series. You know, I thought both players have played really well. But, yeah, I mean, look at the Swabia, right? So, they're about even in eco and villagers. TheMrMunch is able to pull out the Swabia. And that just is going to take over the game, right? You can even see it in the resource count, even with the Pilgrims coming in. He did do a decent job of denying Pilgrims as well. Really good job, I would say, by both of them raiding. I thought both of them raided really well this game. But resources gathered does talk. And then, unfortunately, you know, if your Hunter, once the TheMrMunch has the elite upgrades, when you're trying to fight into those elite upgrades, I thought Hunter was actually taking the better trades early game and, like, better army comp. I actually still think the army comp was probably better late, but the TheMrMunch with the elite upgrades just going to take better kill death there. And like I said, the food income when you're playing against Imp HRE is just going to kind of blow you away. So, taking a 30-second break here, then I'm going to get up the third game. So let's switch over to window here. I just don't want to have any spoilers if they've already played it. What's up, Conquerors? We are back. And out of this best of 5 series, going to take a look at game 3. This game is on Holy Island. Hunter playing the Ottomans. The TheMrMunch playing English and pink. And we've got an observer delay here, so they just got their game 3 kicked off. We actually caught up to them, which I didn't think would happen. So out of this best of 5 series, the TheMrMunch up 2-0 right now. Hunter looking to complete a reverse sweep. you never know what can happen. I mean, you know, you always gotta... It's hard when you're down like this. You don't want to get swept, and, you know, obviously, you know in the back of your mind the chance of winning the series is low, but it's also not impossible. It's, you know, it happens. It can be done. So, Holy Island, if you guys have never seen Holy Island, basically it's a hybrid map. There's some deep sea fishing out here on the perimeter, so most of the time guys are going for an early dock here. And if they're not going for an early dock, they're going Dark Age. So very rare you see guys just go feudal, though I guess it's possible. And then one sacred site on the land, one sacred site in the water, actually. Well, on an island in the water. So if you're KT, your pilgrims actually cross this area to go to the sacred site. So fighting in the green corner, we've got Hunter. Actually, pretty cool monument there. Ooh. Oh, dude, that was dangerously close. Fighting out of the pink corner, we've got the TheMrMunch playing his English. And the TheMrMunch just going for a feudal age up here. And Hunter going for barracks. So a bit of an interesting play by each player. I think what's gotten Hunter twice in this series and would have gotten me as well is you just expect your opponent to go water here. Everybody goes water. And so Hunter's thinking, I'll just make spearmen, I'll go out here, I'll kill the dock, and then, you know, I've taken advantage. But there's no dock. And I think this happened in the last game, Frisian Marshes, right? He goes barracks. Everyone makes spearmen. Well, not everyone, because I've seen a lot of games recently where they didn't. Back in the day, almost everybody made docks in Dark Age on Frisian Marshes. And so you send units out here to contest, and you're like, well, shit. He didn't. And so, yeah, now Hunter's like, well, you know, I'm in trouble. I got to go out and get my gold, because if this guy ages up with the Council Hall and pushes me off gold, I'm cooked, right? So I'm interested to see what the Hunter does now. Hunter does have some of the most sheep I've ever seen, with 19 sheep. And the TheMrMunch only got 8, so that's a great sign, just as far as general gameplay. Hunter bringing in a ton of food under the town center if he gets pushed. He's got spears out here, just contesting the waters, just in case a villager decides to leak out. But the TheMrMunch going up with Council Hall, so he might have a timing. He really might have a timing here with the Council Hall. You know, Hunter's not going to be aged up. He's not going to have Sipahi or Archer. Longbows are going to be coming out on the map, right? Hello there. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it's always been a thing when you play Ottoman. And you can see he's rushing the Sultanate trade network a bit. A lot of the time, guys go twin minaret, but he's already got 18, 19, even more sheep under here with the carcasses. So he doesn't really need the twin minaret right now. He's thinking he's going to get pushed off gold and need the Sultanate trade network. That's what I assume. Because the Council Hall is coming. Now, it's really difficult. On a lot of maps, your wood line's forward, and so these longbows to just deny your wood line. But here, it's pretty hard for him to get back there. You know, by the time longbows got back here, you could get a stable and Sipahi out to kill him. Appreciate the comment about the stream. Much appreciated. You know, the channel has always been just kind of fun, throwing some videos up of gameplay, things like that, making guides, but You know, I have enjoyed the live stuff a bit more as well, especially mostly when I've been playing free-for-all, things like that. But it's been fun casting some of these games too. Just kind of seeing, you know, seeing how other players play and things they do well, mistakes they make, and the TheMrMunch really just kind of coming in with a good game plan. So Hunter's going to try to go for the Vil. It's just tough against the longbows. And, you know, the villagers have short bows. He's got a campfire. Yeah, I was never sure how much, you know, I would like streaming or not, but I really have enjoyed streaming, especially, you know, if people were commenting and stuff. It's kind of just like having a conversation with the guys who are interested in watching your videos. Yeah, I think the building fix for Mongols, it only took 12 seasons. Only took 12 seasons. You know, if there's another bug with Mongols, we might be in season 24 before it's fixed. But yeah, I think the building deploy fix really has worked pretty well. I mean, there were some times when I used to play Mongols and I would try to deploy my GUA or my town center or something like that, and I'd look over 5 minutes later and it wasn't deployed, and you know, I'd just go ahead and surrender. But you know, now I really think it's working pretty well. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but I literally think all they did was just extend the time that the building tries to place itself. And that's all they needed to do. But it works a lot better. I actually moved my GURs around now. Yes, sir. So both sides have gone dock here. You know, I think English actually pretty good against Ottoman. Yeah, dude, I would also have, as you said, the biggest baby rage when it wasn't working, because it would drive me crazy, man. It's definitely the stuff that makes you rage quit a game. Like, I don't really rage quit in Age of Empires, but building placement for Mongols, yeah, that'll make me rage quit. It's interesting. The TheMrMunch has just made a boat and is kind of just defending. English does get Admiralty, which gives you increased range, and we're seeing Sipahi come out from Hunter. So, classic TheMrMunch play here. Spear longbow, really classic of English. I like the wall he's getting up to protect the wood line. You know, would love to see it on this side too. Excuse me. The whole purpose of this is you do not want the Sipahi in your wood line, right? So, they got to run through the town center. I would actually move this wall a little farther in. Make them run through the town center if they're going to raid you. Potentially a nice little pickup here for Hunter. Yeah, that's good. That's a good kill. Army moving out here. They look like they're ready to throw down, man. Where they're... They looked real weird there for a second. I couldn't even see the spears. It's really interesting to me that neither side's been attacking on water. Another villager pickup. But I think the TheMrMunch is going to repay the favor here. So both sides of 2 Vil kills. The TheMrMunch up 2 eco in general. I think kind of seems like Hunter might have had some idle time on the town center. Happens to the best of us. Me included, for sure. Both of them have double broadaxe. Like, on a map like this where you've got a bunch of guys on wood, you have to get double broadaxe. And, you know, I think if Hunter has the time to kind of get rolling here with Sipahi Archer, he could be in a good spot. He just needs a little time. Yeah, pulled out of there. I was worried he was going to get hit by those spears. Fishing boat. Step stuck fishing boat. You guys ever been fishing? Is that how it works? So the TheMrMunch looking to get a push in here. I think the fishing eco is going pretty well for both of them. Dude, it's still so weird to me. Neither of them have really pushed on water, which is normally what people want to do. The first attack from Hunter here, but it's archer ship against archer ship, and his is in the dock, so big push here. Sipahi raid on the side, not going to find much. Like I said, it's really kind of tough to get back here for either side. So I'm interested to see how they play this. Let's see, 9 fishing boats for Hunter. Yeah, Hunter's catching up on fishing fast. But it seems like he's not making... Seems like he's not making villagers. Like, he's got a ton of fishing boats and 3 traders. But somehow just 37 economy. Oh, nice hit there. I don't think that economy count's accurate. But we'll revisit. So Archer's going to try to focus down the spears. Archer's going to try to focus down the spears as much as they can until the Sipahi can come in and clean up the longbows. I think that's going to be an absolute cleanup for Hunter here. That was a fantastic fight. And this is like classic how you beat the English, right? The English build up this big army of longbow spearmen. They move out of their base. They overextend. You wrap around behind them. And Hunter just played that. That was a play to perfection for Hunter of... You roll in with archer horsemen, you snipe out the spears, and then you just clean up the longbows. And that was... I'm not going to call it too early, but that was a potentially game-winning fight for Hunter. I'm also thinking this economic chart's not right. So this is 27 villagers plus 9. 36 plus 3 is 39. And he's got at least 11 fishing boats out here. So yeah, I think he's ahead of the TheMrMunch in eco, actually. The bar is just... really wrong, actually. Siege engineering coming in for Hunter. My advice... And again, I never criticize players because either of these guys could beat me as well. I generally would try to get the... Yeah, he's getting his steel arrow now, yeah. I try to always get those before I go for +1 defense and attack before I start building rams. The imams are out, though, and Hunter's beaten me using the Ottomans before. He's pretty potent with them. So what he's going to try to do is, like, you know, pick at him with boats on the water and just bring the docks down with rams, and then he'll build up enough boats and come in and clean this up. It's looking good right now. I think Hunter's in a pretty commanding position here, and the TheMrMunch floating a lot of wood. Oh my god! That was a good demo ship. That was almost a catastrophic demo ship. That almost was really, really bad. Yeah, the thing that's tough here is Hunter's just got more archers, right? So I'll be honest, if I'm the TheMrMunch here, I'm taking my guys out. I'm getting 350 stone. I'm throwing down a second town center back here. And I'm trying to play this second town center. Because he's lost the water. You're not getting this back right now. The only... You really have two options in this game from here. You go fast castle, or you go 2TC. And since Hunter's got the water, he's got the advantage. So, yeah, you can't stay on 1TC here. if you're not going castle. You either try to spike this castle rush, or you throw down the second TC. And I only say second TC because he's got 1,000 wood already. But I think Hunter's coming for the kill here in this game 3 of the best of 5. And yeah, he is. We're going to see a big clash here. Keep in mind, the military graph for Hunter is a bit skewed. He's got a bigger army, but I think some of it's fishing boats and some of it's actual boats. So what he's got to try to do is keep the spears in reserve. Then when the Sipahi come in, the longbows with the extra attack speed in the back are going to be pretty potent. I think you want to stay in this network of castles, though. You got to do what English does best here, which is just turtle, and turtle a lot. And I actually, he's building spears, which is the right counter against Sipahi. I would really like to actually see some men-at-arms. Like, you upgrade to feudal men-at-arms here. The archers are not good. Hunter's got a lot of archers. They're not good against men-at-arms. And while they're not going to necessarily beat a Sipahi, they can hold the line, right? And spearmen right now are going to get sniped out by a big archer mass. I think he's got to go castle still, but if he's going to stay in feudal, you at least make some men-at-arms. He sees this, I assume, from the outpost, or he at least feels the potential raid. The ram's on a side quest. No houses on my watch, baby. Bills will get it. Hunter pulling back to the base. I'm a little surprised by that. I think Hunter is basically just saying, like, yo, I have water. I'll just pull back. I'm gonna beat you long term. I have water. And the TheMrMunch is saying, yeah, but I'm going castle. I'm going castle with King's Palace. Clumsy Goldfish said I need 2 TC or fast castle. I'm doing both. And here come the freaking men-at-arms when he ages up. If he can survive the dive from Hunter on this age up, Hunter might just match, actually. But yeah, you gotta go King's Palace here. I think the White Tower would be awesome, ideally. You know, White Tower's better, but dude, you need the economy. Hunter's got water, so here comes Mehmed Imperial Armory. Nice snipe right there. Forget what those things are called, but so this is gonna get really interesting. You can see Hunter's economy here is a lot better than the TheMrMunch right now. But I'll tell you, English, very good at turtling. Network of Citadels, very good for increased attack speed. He's not making men-at-arms. Why? He's looking to get in some relics, which is big. Hunter's already got the 2 imams, so he should have some guys out on relics here soon with the imams, I would think. I don't know about pushing this. You know, you don't have the army to push. I think the TheMrMunch has just got a turtle here. Hunter going men-at-arms, actually. Hunter and Munch going men-at-arms. I'm kind of shocked. I guess Hunter's just thinking, hey, he's longbow spear, I'll go men-at-arms, but I was honestly thinking if Hunter just stays with the same comp and gets veterancy and pumps more of these units, he's solid, but he's still missing his +1 ranged armor, which is big. The TheMrMunch trying to secure this relic, which is a good play. Little Sipahi trying to find some damage on the back.
Hearken, du hast es.
Yeah, ideally, if he could get the armor clad, that would be massive in this fight, but I'll tell you what's killing Hunter is the range defense. I think Hunter has actually played this game really well, but the range defense is rough. Same problem for the TheMrMunch right now. Yeah, he's going to take a fight here. I don't blame him. I mean, I think Hunter's economy is just better, right? If he loses some guys here, if he can do a lot of idling, kill villagers, it's just, man, this network of castles is hard to fight into. It is really difficult to fight into with that increased attack speed. And he might have to think about switching into knights. I think if Hunter went knights here, that would actually be really good because he's going crossbows, which is also decent, but knights will kill everything the TheMrMunch is making right now. And this has turned into a really interesting game because a game you would normally look at and think, like, look at how many fishing ships Hunter has, this game is over. It's not over. The TheMrMunch on 2TC. Still trying to get some raid to the Sipahi. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if Hunter could, he just goes knights. I feel like what's gotten him this game and last game is and I do this a lot too, is floating wood and gold, man. He's floating a lot of wood and gold. And yeah, this is exactly what I was going to say is what he's doing. If that's what you're doing, throw down siege workshops, make a lot of mangoes. And that could potentially win this game for him. So I think that's a really good play by him. You're floating wood and gold, you get the fishing upgrade, which is really good. And then you just make a lot of freaking mangonels. At this point in the game, mangonels do outrange longbows, so longbows can actually kill mangonels, but if you get like 5 of them, it doesn't really matter, right? He's going springled, though. I think probably his plan is, if he's going springled, is you just mass Sipahi, springleds kill the spears, right? I don't know, though, man. I maybe just go mango there. TheMrMunch has built an outpost, so he's actually got network of citadels in Hunter's base. He's trying to kite away from the mangonel. First springled's out, which is really going to help with the infantry mass. Middle schools are coming up. I think he just pulls... He might just want to pull back again and try to regroup. I feel like Hunter's range mass is good if he can keep it alive. And once these military schools actually start working, they'll be pretty solid. Yeah, mangonels just are not what they used to be, man. They are not what they used to be. Yeah, he's got a decent amount of unit producers. killing that outpost, I agree, would be huge. It's really hard to tell economy counts right now with Hunter's fishing ships counting as military. Hasn't gotten either of the relics either. If I'm the TheMrMunch right now, I'm trying to snag these relics since Hunter hasn't gotten them. Hunter's still on more economy. And honestly, now that he's got some military schools going, that's gonna really help. Needs a blacksmith on this Mehmed Imperial Armory for sure. I don't think there's a... No, maybe it does touch this. I take that back. That's my mistake. This blacksmith touches the Mehmed. Honestly, if I'm the TheMrMunch, I would maybe even try to sneak in a dock. just to disrupt this fishing economy. Where is that coming down? We got the Istanbul Observatory coming down. You know how that late game Ottoman army is. It is a death ball. So I don't think the TheMrMunch is even close to an imp age up. Once this goes up, the speed of the military schools is going to just ramp up insanely. So increases the influence provided how fast these things are being produced to 100%. So let's see how long does a Sipahi take right now. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, you can't really tell. Ideally, he gets his veteran Sipahi upgrade, but look at these mangoes. This is what I love. Yeah, I love the mangonels here. Big battle at the base. I think Hunter's got it, but the TheMrMunch gonna kite with the longbows the best he can. He kind of knows that he wants to take a fight here. Sipahi doing work against the longbows. They really can't turn around too much. Big shot from the mangoes. Villagers on a side quest. Oh, shit. Keep coming down for the TheMrMunch. That is a ballsy keep. And there is a great bombard here. No. Oh. Keep from Hunter on the gold. I don't think Hunter sees this. That keep is not going to live, though, right? There's no way. Yeah, that great bombard's going to kill that keep. You know, the TheMrMunch, this is classic English. The English farms, man. The English churl and the English farms. Look at this food income. Like, the TheMrMunch is kind of doing this right now. Yeah, and Hunter going into Janissaries. So what's really interesting about him going into Janissaries is simultaneously the TheMrMunch is going Horseman. And that's going to be really sad if the TheMrMunch makes a bunch of Horsemen and runs into Janissaries. But I think, you know, Hunter going for the Jans because you go Janissary, Sipahi, Bombard late game, you just kind of win. So, you know, I think he's just going for the death push here. Elite Janissaries, Elite Sipahi, keep drop. This is a get out of my game keep from the TheMrMunch. Yeah, he's had enough. He's sorry from Hunter. He's saying we've played this game long enough. It's time for you to GG, buddy. Gotta watch out for the Mango and Bombard. Nice screen by the Sipahi there on the Horseman. Longbows can't step up because of the Mangonels. King's Palace almost certainly going to go down. And what a game here from Hunter. Hasn't captured either of the relics on his side, but just absolutely took the water early. You know, what's really interesting is Hunter probably thrown off guard by the play from TheMrMunch early, where the TheMrMunch aged up into council halls. Yeah, thank you. GG's to both players. GG's, guys. So, the TheMrMunch up 2-1 right now against Hunter. So, Hunter's still looking for the reverse sweep to play back in it. And, you know, Hunter went for that spear rush early, thinking TheMrMunch was going dock. He just went council hall. So Hunter was kind of behind at that point, but took a really good fight and killed the longbow spear mass. From that, Go Siege Engineering takes the water. And it's really hard to climb back into the game if you don't have the water. I actually thought the TheMrMunch might do it for a minute. But Hunter said, nope, I have the water. I'm going Istanbul Observatory. And then I'll keep dropping your base and getting you out of the game. So, GG's to those players. Gonna take a... Yeah, water's really rough, right? I mean, you lose the water and... You know, I've seen guys come back from losing water. Like, tournament game, you don't really want to give up. you know, you're going to try to go to town center and make it happen. But yeah, it's really tough. Really tough. Obviously, some maps it's easier than others to come back when you lose the water like that. But yeah, GG's to the players. And let's see if we can get into what I think is going to be game 4 here. I'm going to take a 60-second break and come back, and then we'll take a look at game number 4 if they're already loaded up. What's up, Conquerors? We are back, and let's see if these fellas are in game 4. Really good series so far. At 9 p.m. Central Time today, I'm actually playing against RTS Papercut in this same tournament. I'm not sure I'm going to live stream it yet. We'll see how I feel. So, game 4, Dry Arabia. Fighting out of the red corner, we've got Hunter playing as Zhuji Legacy. Going for a pretty standard opening here with the mill and sheep. You know, some players do it really close to the town center here. You actually have to be careful how close it is to the town center or they'll deposit it there. but it looks like he's done the right job. A lot of the time, I'll sometimes put my mill out on the berries, though that's a bit dangerous. Fighting out of the pink corner over here, we've got the TheMrMunch playing the Japanese. Looks like we're going to see a Dark Age rush out of him, which is pretty easy as Japan, just because the barracks is straight up cheaper. I'm interested to see how it works against Juji's Legacy, because you don't have to have... I think Hunter's already scouted this, or anticipates it coming with how many guys he has on gold. But you don't even need to mine gold. Like, if you get pressured early with China or Juji's Legacy, you just drop these guys off a lot of times, and you get tax money, you age up. So, you know, I always go back and forth on pressuring these guys. Now, the thing that could be nice that you get here with the Spearmen is you could torch the mining camp. You get a little value out of that, especially if it goes down with the tax. And you potentially deny a really strong meditation garden, like, here. You know, like, if he wanted to throw a meditation garden on gold, berries, wood, you can't do that if you've got spearmen on the field. So, you know, at this point, Hunter can just pull back. He's going to get enough tax out of the mill. It also could potentially deny a pro scouts play a bit if you've got the spearmen out here. So, really not a bad play. He might... That was close to losing that villager. Second spear coming in, you really got to get out of there. He's gonna lose a villager. That was close. I really haven't played Golden Horde after the new update, to be honest with you, but I don't really think it's gonna change much for me. Like, it's a nerf for sure. I'm pretty surprised they nerfed Torgoods and Feudal. Like, they nerfed Torgoods in, like, Feudal and Castle. It's just a little surprising to me. I think the Stone Armies stuff really did have to get fixed. I mean, I 100% agree with that. I think Stone Armies is kind of a bad idea. I would have just gotten rid of the entire Age Up option, I'll be honest with you. Like, Stone Armies is just not a good Age Up option to have in the game, I don't think, in general. And I feel like that's what people had a problem with, especially in team games. So, the TheMrMunch gonna bring down this mining camp. It's actually got 19 tax in it, so that's free gold, and of course the 50 wood for building it. Not a lot of sheep still for Hunter. This is actually kind of an interesting situation to keep an eye on. Not a lot of food left, so he's really going to want to get these deer in with pro scouts, and he's low on food. Couple sheep on the scout. Yeah, I think Golden Horde's still going to be solid. Like, they have a few bad matchups, but I think overall they're like a solid civ. They're not crazy good in solo. They're not crazy bad. I mean, I think they're fine. I know some people really don't like them. I know some people think they're fine. So they are a bit slow starting. The TheMrMunch just killing the deer, so you can't easily, you know, bring them in with pro scouts. What I mean by that is you can't click on dead deer in the Fog of War like you can if they're alive. So, open it with archer range. I think this is, you know, a must. The TheMrMunch has come out with spears. You get some archers out, you clear these guys. Then if you want to get a stable down, get your gold, you can get pro scouts. But if you were going pro scouts, it's definitely delayed it. So, that was a nice play. I don't really like the mill here. Like, normally if you're playing China or Juji, you just want to put... If you're gathering food, everyone gathers food at the same place so that you can supervise. If you're gathering gold, everyone gathers gold at the same mining camp. If you're gathering wood, everyone gathers wood at the same wood camp. So you can get the tax and the supervision increase on, you know, food, wood, or gold. So, yeah, it looks like he's going pro scouts. He hasn't built a stable, though. So maybe I'm wrong, maybe he's not. but it seems like that's probably what he's doing with this many on gold. Oh. Sniped that scout, which that kind of sucks. I think Golden Horde are a bit underrated in Feudal, to be honest, and I'm sure, like, pro play Feudal, they're still not good, but I'm not a pro, so yeah, at least at the Conqueror 3 level, anytime I play Golden Horde, they're viable in Feudal. Like, I beat a lot of guys with Golden Horde in Feudal, and then if you can get to Castle, like, it feels pretty solid. These days, I don't really make a lot of Torgoods anyways. I'm mostly going, like, Khan, maybe one Torgood batch at the beginning, save my stone for other stuff, make Keshik Archer Spear with Karish, you know, as the support unit, and, like, that's pretty damn good. The stockyards are really pretty good economically. He's probably going to spam out some scouts here. Yeah, it's definitely what he's doing. And then if he queues up pro scouts, the tech comes in really fast under supervision. I think the TheMrMunch has already done a really good job here, right? He's delayed this play by Hunter like a lot. A couple minutes at this point. And the TheMrMunch over here just setting up the base, nothing too crazy, right? Got the Curse storehouse up, getting a lot of wood. You know, he's clearly playing feudal, going tri-comp, stable, barracks, archery range. So good stuff going for him. He could probably just, you know, eat the berries and save the sheep, but mostly it looks pretty good. And you know, Hunter doesn't have archers as Yuji's legacy, so going Jugnu here and getting picked off on the mill, gonna lose at least 2 villagers there. Deer coming back, though. It is hard to stop this pro scouts play, but I think the TheMrMunch is doing quite a good job dealing with it so far. And honestly, I would keep spamming a lot of Jugnu. I like Jugnu a lot. I like the horseman with it. You know, hopefully the Jugnu can bring down the spears for you, and then the horseman can kind of kill everything else. So each one of these deer, you know, they now have the decay on the deer while they walk. Dude, that's crazy. That's actually crazy decay. I didn't realize it had gotten that bad. Each deer is normally 350 food, and from this walk, they already lost 50 food. That's actually pretty punishing for pro scouts. Meditation Garden a little far out, so the TheMrMunch doing a little burn, which is, you know, pretty solid. But a lot of deer coming in. Another scout goes down, actually. Nice pick off by the TheMrMunch. Oh, nice raid with the horseman by Hunter on the backside. Even if he did get a villager kill, you know, probably get the Yumi and run, but yeah, it was still a good play. It keeps the TheMrMunch on his toes. You get a kill there. You know, instead of just rallying all his units across the map, he's got to keep some guys at home. This ball, though, I'm a little worried for Hunter. He might have some trouble here. You know, Jugnu are really slow, so you have to think about if they have to run from the Yumi horsemen, they can't. I mean, they literally can't. The Jugnu are really slow. They are, of course, really strong units. He does have the +1 upgrade, the TheMrMunch with the +1 defense. I think Hunter can actually probably take this now just because the TheMrMunch, a lot of his units are running across the map still. He does have +1 on the Yumi as well, so Yumi doing decent against the horseman. The TheMrMunch still munching on berries back here. Farm's going up. Pun intended. And this will be interesting, you know, if Hunter is going to get this whole deer pack, if he decides to try to push out and steal the deer from the TheMrMunch. it's really a pretty even game at this point. You know, the deer coming in are really good for Hunter right now. Probably an inflection point in the game is when this deer eventually runs out. You know, is he able to secure berries on the map? Does he have to farm transition? The TheMrMunch looking for a little damage down here. Hunter looking for some damage, but about to run into a brick wall. The TheMrMunch circling back to the deer again. I mean, he's really done pretty good at being annoying and denying this. Raid on the woodline. Daimyo Manor up for Japan. I actually killed a villager there and didn't even lose a horseman, which is kind of insane. So the TheMrMunch looking pretty good here, man. I mean, if he ages up to castle and gets mounted samurai here, I'd be pretty worried for Hunter because he's already got Yumis. So if Hunter goes spear, the Yumis take those out. The Zhugnu are not going to do well against the mounted samurai. And Hunter's really not that close to an age up himself, so it's a nice raid here. Just worried about this age up. You know, if he could push, he could do a lot of damage right now, I think, with the Zhugnu and horsemen that he has. Like, the raid's good, for sure. He probably doesn't see the age up, and these Zhugnu are so slow to get across the map. It's a bit difficult to make the timing push happen once he sees the age up. Horseman coming in for Hunter. And not enough food for the TheMrMunch. This is not good. This is not good. This is really bad for the TheMrMunch. There's not enough food for veterancies or for his mounted samurai. Villagers going down. A lot of villagers going down. Hunter pushing in with the horsemen. Zhugnu following up. Once Zhugnu get in close proximity to these Yumi, they are getting shredded. Hunter aged up on the back end. Veteran horsemen coming in. Lancers soon to follow. Really good fight for Hunter. Taking out the rest of the spears with the Zhugnu. I mean, that was a devastating hit. The TheMrMunch down to 29 villagers. And the game gets called. And we've got a 2-2 series. Going to game 5. What an exciting series. So the TheMrMunch taking an early 2-0 lead. Hunter swinging back. And with 2 straight wins. And we're now going to a game 5 in a best of 5 series. GG's to both players. I think Hunter played that really well right there. Hunter played that really well. That could have gone really bad for him. I think... Yeah, the TheMrMunch... He had a little window there, but Hunter was able to hit him, idle out the eco with the horseman raid, then get in there, shut down the food that was out on the deer, get a lot of villager kills, kill the army, age up behind it, and... you know, I think at that point, the TheMrMunch just knew you got to call it and go to game 5. You know, you can try to stay in games, but sometimes it's really better to just call it and live to fight another day, right? So we are going to get over to game 5. The deciding game between these two players. Just getting a message from one of the players that they're had a map issue on Game 5, so they're doing a quick remake. Great series from these guys. Really exciting series to watch. So probably give them 30 seconds. Try to remake this game since they had an issue with the map, and then we'll get it going for Game 5. What's up, Goggers? Excuse me, we are back. Gonna see if they're ready to go now. As long as both of them are in game, we should be alright for Game 5 here. Oh, I don't think he put on... He either doesn't have the game up, or he didn't enable observers. I hope after these first 4 games they did not forget to enable observers. That would be kind of tragic. I feel like that should just be a default option. Well, they said observer is enabled. But I'm having a hard time finding it. Let's give it like 2 minutes and just hope that they haven't started it yet. Hunter's game. Perfect. Perfect. I don't know why I couldn't observe it from... That was almost tragic. So here we go. Finale game. fifth game of a best of 5 on EGC Gorge, which is just a gorge map with a few fixes so that it's a competitive game. Fighting out of the green corner, we got Hunter playing as Malian. Fighting out of the pink corner, we've got TheMrMunch playing as the Byzantine civilization. Interesting matchup here, Malian against Byzantine. Both civs, you know, like getting to the castle age and kind of taking over the game in that age. Malian, of course, known for a really punishing timing attack in the beginning of that castle age and just a spam of units that's really hard to stop. Byzantine known for being a civ that really is kind of a slow starter, but once they get rolling, they're almost impossible to slow down. So, pretty standard build here by Mr. Munch. A couple guys on stone. He's going to have, you know, some guys on, one guy on gold, and then gather up food. Got a guy building his cisterns. Each cistern going to increase the villager gather rate in the vicinity of the cistern, and as he gets more stone, he'll continue to build these cisterns in kind of a box around his base. Hunter, playing the Malian. Again, very normal build, starting off with the pit mine. Getting houses set up around the pit mine, going to get a lot of passive income through that. And what's really funny is both of these civilizations love to not be bothered in the Dark Age. Like, Mali wants to get up their pit mine, get their houses going, get the passive income rolling. And then Byzantine on the other side, they don't want to get rushed. They want to take their time. They want to get the stone. They're going to be a little slower getting their gold because they're getting the stone. Dark Age Rush can throw all of that off. So, you know, both civs very happy to not be bothered in the Dark Age. Let's go ahead and send this thing to feudal. I wouldn't even be surprised if these guys are interested in both just going to castle this game and duking it out once they get there. If we look at kind of the positioning, while there's not a whole lot happening in the game, pretty much all the deer on this bottom side for Hunter and his big gold, right? So, bottom side of the map, going to be pretty crucial for Hunter to secure, especially the big gold Malian, eating up a lot of gold, as always. The Mr. Munch thing's a little more spread out. Now, a lot of berries on this top side that are pretty close. Bottom side, not as much, but big gold's also top side, so probably more top side heavy for the Mr. Munch to want to secure, more bottom side heavy for Hunter. We've got the Grand Winery going up for the Mr. Munch, and we've got the Mansa Quarry at the back of the base for Hunter going up. It's actually really, I'm interested to see where Hunter decides to place all the cows. Simply because I normally put the Mansa Quarry at the front of my base, actually. Because I want room at the back of my base for cows. So, interested to see where he decides to place these. Looks like he's setting up for here. My natural inclination is to go back here where I'd put, you know, a cattle ranch here, build this out a bit, couple here, Grand Fulani right here. But it looks like he's going with the quarry here, real safe at the back. And then he's going to set up his cows right out here in between the pit mine, which also makes a lot of sense. Biggest reason for that is you can kind of just station your army in this one location to provide defense for the pit mine and the cows rather than being split on two sides of the base. So makes a lot of sense there. And here we go, the Mr. Munch getting real greedy with some cisterns here. If your opponent's not going to push, make a lot of cisterns, right? So, 4th cistern coming up. All of these berries going to be eaten up under high cistern level and grand winery. So I'm really interested to see, you know, who wins this battle, Olive Oil King or the Cow Boom. 2nd pit mine coming up for Hunter. I'll be honest, guys, I'm going to speed through this a little bit just because there's not much action happening. Sova is going to be coming out for Hunter. Going to try to apply a little pressure, right? I mean, he doesn't want the Byzantine guy to just sit there. And, you know, the TheMrMunch has either just felt the presence or scouted it, but Spearman on the way. Mercenary House coming up next. We'll be interested to see what mercenary group that he goes with. It's going to be longbows. So, going to be able to defend from the Sova here. Hunter trying to be tricky and get the gold villagers, but the TheMrMunch really playing that quite well. And Hunter, I would assume, going to keep scaling cows behind it, but kind of looks like he's going to go for that slow buildup of cows, right? Like, you get units out so that you have a presence in feudal, and you just kind of slowly keep adding in these cows. Like, nothing too crazy. You're not making yourself vulnerable. Villagers actually going out on deer. So I'm a little surprised by it just because it looks like he still has a decent amount of sheep at home. But I guess as long as he's applying a presence out here, it's not a big deal. Scouts found it, though, and he actually pulls back because of the scout. Maybe he just didn't want to risk it. But it's a little interesting he pulled back because of the scout. So Hunter kind of fakes going into jabs and goes archers, I think, which is the right move because if you're going longbow spearman and you see the guys just going Sova jab, you just mass spearman. Like, there's no reason to build spearmen if they're not making archers. Or, sorry, to build anything else other than spearmen if they're not making archers. So, he does start making archers. We do see the Golden Horde Tower coming down. Hunter trying to get some raids. And I think this is probably where things are really going to start kicking into gear once these guys get into castle. Hunter doesn't have quite as many cows as I'm sure he would like at this point with the Golden Horde Tower coming up. One thing that's really interesting that Hunter does, which I'm not sure how I feel about it or not, is that he doesn't just commit villagers to one resource patch. Like, these are his close deer, right? Hunter trying to raid on the backside. Probably saw that Golden Horde Tower coming up. He also sends villagers to the other deer. Which I might have to ask him, like, what I'm not saying that's necessarily good or bad. I'm just a little interested and might have to ask him about the process and the thinking behind it. Because I just keep all these guys on the close deer, and then when I finish, I go to the next one, but it's interesting. So the TheMrMunch and Castle now. Golden Horn Tower basically going to be making mercenary units, every 80 seconds, I would say. 5 longbows every 80 seconds is pretty damn good. His food economy is really not the best. I'm surprised he only has 500 food a minute with 19 guys on food. He's going to start moving out to secure relics, which is going to be really strong. Still snacking on berries back here. Munching on berries. The TheMrMunch still munching on berries. Starting to set up a couple olive groves, so, you know, nothing too crazy, but adding some in where he can, and blacksmith on the backside. You know, I do think, you know, the TheMrMunch seems to do a pretty good job of picking up relics in these games, which I like a lot, and You know, this is going to be a real danger point for him. You know, how fast these sofas get upgraded and how much pressure he's able to apply. That cataphract's going to be pretty dangerous for some villagers. I would love to see Hunter get imported armor. Honestly, before he even gets the veteran archer upgrade. Easy kill there for Munch. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the time, like, I'm trying to get veteran sofa and imported armor before I get anything else and spam sofa. Like, you get the +2 and then you have 5 melee armor, 5 ranged armor. Like, these longbows aren't going to touch you, dude. But, yeah, he hasn't got imported armor. It's just such a good technology. He's now getting it. But I think you got to try to get it as soon as the age up comes through is what I'm getting at. Because if the TheMrMunch had pushed there, you would really need that as you get your veterancy. You wouldn't want to be getting it now. He does have a lot of archers. You know, I think if Hunter can scale these sofa numbers a little bit here, he could go in and take a fight. You kill all the spears, the sofas take over. Of course, these cataphracts are going to be pretty freaking strong compared to a sofa. More armor. Almost double the HP. A lot more attack. I think the hardest thing right now is the TheMrMunch is getting a lot of relics. And in this game 5, you know, relics might be the tipping point here. Cattle on the backside, finally finding the vills on deer. That was kind of inevitable, I think. Hunter did get a good amount of the deer, but yeah, 5th relic. This is the 5th relic coming in, which is tough. Cataphract in a corner, trying to cut his way out. This is just where you're gonna get into a situation where the longbow mass from the TheMrMunch, even if he's fighting against units that are good at killing longbows, it's just gonna be difficult to deal with. Like, you got the Golden Horn Tower making these guys. I actually want to see the TheMrMunch going for a big raid on the backside with 4 cataphracts. So every 90 seconds, it's pumping out Lance Connect, or I think it's 3 Lance Connect. It's 2 or 3 or 5 longbows. Yeah, cataphracts in the woodline. That's not good. That is not good. But I think Hunter's just got to push at some point. He might be losing his window for a push is what I'm afraid of for him. That window might be vanishing really fast with the longbow numbers scaling. And the TheMrMunch starting to catch up economically. It's really pretty amazing if you think about it. Obviously, some of these villagers are idle. But that this Byzantine economy is kind of on par with the Malians here. It just shows you how strong the cisterns are. Cisterns and this grand winery, right? Because you're getting extra income with the olive oil. Yeah, and the longbow numbers are just, they are getting scary. If the TheMrMunch pushes out preemptively here, though, and the sofas are able to surround him, I mean, this could be a massive wipe on this pink army. +2 range coming in. These are doing 10 damage. He's got 6 armor, so yeah, it's actually +2 range armor would be pretty big here if he had it. A lot of sofas, though. I think Hunter can take this. The army value's in Byzantine favor, but if he can just take these Limitani down, he's got to try to focus the spearmen, as difficult as it is. Yeah, I think you've got to commit here, right? And try to split the archers on the spearmen. The sofa taking a lot of damage, though. It's going to be a close one. Defender's advantage to spawn reinforcements. But I think Hunter is breaking him. I think the sofas probably want to regroup with the archers. He is in danger of losing them here. And if he can just keep spamming sofa, I'm just not sure his food income is good enough is the biggest issue right now. Like, the TheMrMunch just has better food income, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy when we're talking about your Byzantine playing against, or let's just say any civ playing against Malian, and you don't even have horticulture. And your food income's better. Granted, Hunter literally has 0 guys on food. So, might want to look at a re-macro here. He's going 2-town center. I don't know. I think if he might look back at this game and say, if I just re-macroed to have more guys on food, and instead of a 2nd town center, I had 10 or 15 more sofa in that fight, I win the game. Because I really think he would have won the game. He broke the front line. It was just longbows. He had sofa archer. And the TheMrMunch, that's got to be almost in the exact same timing that he threw that 2nd town center up. So the TheMrMunch is thinking, hey, I survived the Castle Age timing push from the Malian. I'm safe. I'm in a good spot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scale my eco. I know my eco, like, long term's better. And it's looking good. And I mean, damn, if he got just the level 1 upgrades right now for his economy, he'd be in great shape. He's having a little bit of problem with gold right now, but he's going to eventually have to expand out of that gold. To be honest, though, you know, if he just makes longbows and spearmen, he's going to be in a good spot. Maybe even some horsemen with it. He could probably win with just food and gold right now. Or food and wood, I mean. Hunter absolutely destroying this big gold mine. It's just floating a shitload of gold right now. Yeah, if you have this much gold, you just start grabbing as many upgrades as you can. Like, anytime I float gold like that, I just grab as many upgrades as possible. Big fight in the middle here. Hunter, not really. Both sides kind of not really looking like they want to take that. They're both feeling a little skittish about the big fight. So, Hunter kind of realizing he's got, kind of like the Ottoman game, I feel like, realizing he's got too much wood and gold, decides, alright, you know, I'll throw down some siege workshops. Guys got a lot of longbows anyways, that's what's killing me. And where is the siege workshop? There it is. So, saying, maybe some time to go into siege. Like I said, floating gold, like, let's go ahead and get all the upgrades that I can get in Castle Age, and then let's see if we can get this dub. TheMrMunch expanding out to some gold there. Unfortunate, you know, Sofa's probably just where he's rallying units out here, kind of getting thrown away, but you know, the thing that's very, very different with longbows than the normal archers is longbows just have better base damage. So your normal archer can't do anything to these veteran Sofa, but a longbow, really not too bad against Sofas. Obviously, Sofas can kill them, but as compared to a normal archer, they are still doing 3 damage per hit, where a normal archer would be 2 or 1. Depending on the upgrades. Yeah. Lots of mangonels coming in for Hunter. This might be kind of his win condition he's thinking about, is Like, yo, my opponent has 50 longbows. The thing with the longbow mass for Byzantine, they can't easily rebuild this, right? So if Hunter can just kill the longbow mass, it's difficult to build back up that insane mass with the longbows, right? And I like what Hunter's got going here with this army. He's got 40 Sofa, multiple mangonels, 60 archers. I think he's just got to go for a death push here. He's trying to distract with some Sofas in the back, which I like. Spears of move off. Big engagement in the middle. Sova raiding in the farmland. Sova's taking the front line. I think Hunter's got this. Cataphract's trying to dive on the siege. Just too many poison arrow archers. Sofa's closing in on the longbows. Mango's trying to scoot up for a shot. The TheMrMunch trying to kite with the longbows the best he can. But it's a giant mass from Hunter. It is a giant mass. And there are so many Sofa. 60 archers. Mangonel's closing in. And it might be the beginning of the end for the TheMrMunch. More cataphracts coming out. Some spearmen trying to get back here. Just can't really step up with the longbows too much with the mangonels on the backside. It's one of the biggest issues. And the Sofas just keep pouring in, right? I mean, there's... what do you do against this mass? You can't even get to kill the archers because there's so many Sofa. My game lagging a little bit, which has happened a bit since the patch. And has never happened previously. Hunter now into the farmland, and I think this is GG's. So the TheMrMunch calls it. GG's to both players. Great series. And honestly, I'm shocked. I mean, Hunter's a really good player. But it's really hard to win 3 games in a row when you're down 0-2. So... that takes a lot of not just being good at the game, but, being in it mentally. You got to say I'm down 0-2, like, whatever. Let's see what we can do. Go play some of the best games that we can, and congratulations to both players for playing a great series. I thought all the games were competitive. I thought they were all really good games. Unfortunate for the TheMrMunch, he couldn't pull it out, but awesome reverse sweep from Hunter. And what a great game. Annihilation victory, as they call it in this game. I didn't realize that was what this was classified as. So yeah, resources gathered, just better for Hunter here, of course, with the Malian cow boom, and he ended up getting the second town center. And if y'all tuned in for the night, thanks so much for tuning in. That's the full series, Hunter taking the series, and if y'all enjoyed that, drop a like on the video. And I'm gonna hop off for a while. I don't think I'm gonna live cast my series later. I might, but I think probably I'm just gonna shoot it like a normal YouTube video. But yeah, thanks so much if you guys tuned in. Drop a like on the video, and I will see you guys in the next stream.